The world is full of incredible moments. From strange natural events to surprising encounters with extraordinary creatures. Most of the time we miss them without realizing just how fascinating reality can be. But in this episode, we're bringing those rare moments to light. Get ready to see the world in a way you never have before. Let's dive in. Humpback whale. This guy spotted something massive just beneath the surface, and without hesitation he dove in. What he found was breathtaking, a humpback whale gliding through the water in all its majestic beauty. Mountain summit view. And from the deep blue to dizzying height, imagine that joy and those chills you get after finally reaching the top of a mountain and then being met with a view so breathtaking it leaves you speechless. Sheep's head and diver. We don't get to see beautiful things like this every day. This moment shows just how surprising and gentle nature can be. In a quiet corner beneath the waves, something unusual unfolded. A diver face to face with a sheep's head fish. But this wasn't just a chance encounter. The fish had something in its mouth, and it looked like it needed help. With calm and care, the diver reached out and helped it crack the hard shell open. A small act of kindness and a rare bond captured deep underwater. Grouper and diver. But not every underwater meeting ends with a handshake or a cracked nut. Just ask this diver. One moment you're making friends, the next you're being told in no uncertain terms to leave the neighborhood. This grouper wasn't having it. The look says it all. You've got 5 seconds to swim away, buddy. Passenger captures. Flyby. Now this is something passengers don't usually get to see. Mid-flight, someone looked out their window and right there, slicing through the clouds, another massive aircraft flew past. Just imagine sitting in your seat, coffee in hand, and suddenly witnessing this high-altitude flyby. No announcement, no warning, just raw, breathtaking timing. Moments like this, you don't forget them. Cat at the summit. You've battled freezing winds, steep cliffs, and sheer exhaustion. And finally, you reach the highest peak in Poland. Victory, right? But then, you spot this. A cat, just chillin' like it owns the place. No ropes, no gear, no effort, just vibes. Some say the summit tests your limits. Apparently, it also hands out unexpected roommates. Floating island. At first, it feels like a glitch in your brain, an entire island just drifting across the water. No engines, no noise, just silently moving like it's alive. A floating island sounds like something out of a fairy tale, but this one is very real, and seeing it in motion, it's the kind of moment that makes you question what's possible. Rockslide explosion. It began with just a few loose rocks tumbling down the slope, nothing alarming at first. But within moments, those tiny shifts turned into a full-blown rockslide. What looked minor quickly became dangerous. To stop it from spiraling into a massive landslide, crews had to act fast, using a controlled explosion to stabilize the mountain itself. This a reminder that nature doesn't always whisper. Sometimes it roars without warning. Train versus tree. A fallen tree? That's not enough to stop this machine. At full throttle, the train barrels forward like nothing's in its way. No hesitation, no slowing down, just pure momentum, crashing through nature's obstacles like they're twigs. You can almost hear it say, "Out of my way." Truck driver, narrow escape. Talk about timing. Just seconds before the ground gave way, this truck driver made it across, narrowly escaping what could have been a deadly collapse. It's the kind of luck you don't plan for, and probably don't want to test twice. Rainbow cloud. At first glance, it looked like just another cloud until the colors started to shimmer. A rare rainbow cloud lit up the sky, turning an ordinary moment into something magical. Some even swore they saw the shape of a dragon in the light. Whether science or something more, this was a sky worth staring at. Bear in the bin. When Principal James Marsh went to unlock a school dumpster one Monday morning, he expected trash, not a massive black bear staring back at him. What started as a normal routine quickly turned into a heart-stopping surprise. And yes, that really was a black bear. Powerful, unpredictable, and absolutely not something you want to share a garbage bin with. Luckily, no one was hurt. Turns out, it's not that unusual. Black bears are scavengers, and they're known for breaking into bins for leftovers. But this one, the bin was locked. Still, CCTV footage from the night before caught the big guy literally forcing his way inside. No hesitation, just pure bare determination. Thank goodness there was no harm done, but the same can't be said for this next clip. What you're about to see isn't just surprising, it's pure destruction. Cargo ship blaze. Thank goodness there was no harm done. Well, this can't be said for this next clip. What you're about to see isn't just surprising, it's full-blown destruction. Back in 2016, the cargo ship Baltimore Zephyr was on a routine trip, transporting cars from New York to Haiti. But just 2 days in, disaster struck. A massive blaze erupted on board, and within minutes, it turned an entire shipment of vehicles into melted wreckage. The cause? Most likely salt water splashing up and short-circuiting one of the car's electrical systems. That tiny spark triggered a fire that spread from one vehicle to the next like dominoes. By the time it was over, every car on board was reduced to charred metal. Take a look at the aftermath. Do you think these cars could still be of use? Well, maybe if someone's building a sculpture of total disaster. It's a harsh reminder that even giant cargo ships aren't immune to disaster. Military boat missile fail. But military boats? Sleek, high-tech, elite crew. Accidents? Not a chance. Well, tell that to the crew aboard, the Marshal Shaposhnikov, a Russian frigate that came dangerously close to disaster during a missile launch test. The projectile's booster went haywire, spiraling out of control like a firework gone rogue. It looped, twisted, and eventually slammed into the sea, just barely missing the ship. Imagine standing on deck and watching a live missile do donuts in the sky. One slight drift, and this story would have ended very differently. Ice storm in Russia. Over in Russia, something truly surreal unfolded in November 2020. The city of Vladivostok didn't just get hit by a storm, it got transformed. In just a matter of hours, the turbulent weather coated everything in a thick, icy shell. Trees, cars, entire streets, frozen in time. It looked less like a real city, and more like something straight out of a fantasy film. But behind the beauty came a harsh reality. Nearly 150,000 homes lost power, and a state of emergency had to be declared. Nature may have created a masterpiece, but it didn't come without a cost. House washed away. As striking as that icy transformation in Vladivostok was, this next moment shows a much harsher side of nature, sudden, destructive, and impossible to stop. In this scene, a home is swept away, not by wind, but by water. Flash flooding had eaten away the ground beneath it, and with nothing left to hold it up, the entire structure collapsed into the raging flood below. Thankfully, no one was inside, but it's heartbreaking all the same. A home, memories, everything, gone in seconds. Incredible to witness, but devastating to imagine. Let's move on to something just as mind-blowing, only this time, without the tragedy. Juggler's insane trick. Like Michael Rayner, this insanely talented juggler from Los Angeles has stunned audiences on countless television shows and even more people online. But in January 2023, he posted a trick that's straight up unbelievable. You'll need to watch it twice just to figure out how it's even possible. Balance, spin, precision, all wrapped into one ridiculous display of skill. How is that even real? And it's not just juggling. He's been known to balance bikes on his face, spin umbrellas with one hand while stacking shoes with the other, and somehow make it all look effortless. Forget circus acts, this is next-level coordination. Stowaway cat on plane. First, a cat at the top of a mountain. Now, one on the wing of a plane. Either cats are taking over extreme travel, or they've got a serious bucket list. During a routine flight in France back in 2015, pilot Romain Jantot expected a smooth, easy takeoff from his local flight school. What he got instead was something completely unexpected. Just moments into the air, something strange appeared on the wing. Was that a gremlin? Someone grabbed the parachutes. Oh, never mind. That's not a gremlin. It's a cat. Let's see how long it takes the pilot to notice. And there it is. 13 seconds in, and reality sets in. Thankfully, the furry stowaway was absolutely fine. Jantot turned the plane around, landed safely, and immediately rushed to rescue the four-legged daredevil. How did the cat get up there in the first place? Well, no one really knows. But what we do know is this. The flight school staff were so impressed, they made the brave feline their unofficial mascot. From wing walker to local legend, and not a single paranormal explanation required. Mount Everest trash problem. For many, climbing Mount Everest is the ultimate achievement, a symbol of human endurance. But behind the glory lies a truth that's far less inspiring. The world's tallest mountain is drowning in waste. Abandoned tents, gear, rubbish, and over 12,000 kilos of human excrement. Yes, you heard that right. With so many climbers making the journey each year, the pristine snow has been replaced in parts by a growing layer of pollution. Everest might be the roof of the world, but it's also become one of the highest landfills on Earth. It's a harsh reminder that even in the most remote places, our footprint follows. A sheep and a child. In a world full of wild surprises and strange disasters, sometimes it's the quiet, wholesome moments that leave the biggest impression. Like this. A sheep playing with a little girl, carefully, gently, almost like it knows exactly how strong it is. No charging, no pushing, just soft taps and playful hops. It's not just cute, it's fascinating. The animal seems to understand how to hold back, matching the child's energy like a friend who knows how to play fair. Sometimes nature doesn't just surprise us, it teaches us. Snake and monkey. Well, someone clearly didn't listen to their mom. "Stay close, don't wander off," she probably said. But now, it's too late. One wrong turn, and this monkey ended up in the worst possible grip, tightly wrapped in a snake's coils, with no help in sight. No tree to climb, no troops nearby, just panic and pressure. It's a chilling reminder that in the wild, curiosity doesn't just kill the cat, it strangles the monkey too. Upward lightning. Thunderstorms can be scary, but they're also some of the most visually stunning displays in nature, especially when it looks like lightning is being fired into the sky by Emperor Palpatine, or maybe even the almighty Thor himself. All right, no Sith lords or Norse gods were involved in this one. What you're seeing is a real natural phenomenon called upward lightning, and it's every bit as wild as it looks. This jaw-dropping footage was captured in Kansas during a storm in 2022. Here's what's happening. Massive storms flood the air with negative static. Tall structures like buildings start building up positive charge. And when lightning hits nearby, it triggers a sudden burst of energy that shoots upward from earth to sky, like a bolt firing backwards. And it doesn't stop there. On July 2023, over at Acatenango volcano in Guatemala, lightning took things to the next level. Massive electric bolts arced out like glowing spiderwebs from the peak, drawn into the charged storm clouds above. The result? One of the most electrifying shows nature can put on, no Jedi required. Cliffside Trail. For those unafraid of heights, this trail offers something you won't find anywhere else, a one-of-a-kind chance to witness nature from above. Every step feels like a scene from a dream. Towering cliffs, endless skies. It's not just the view, it's the feeling. The rush of standing where most people never will. One wrong move could mean disaster, but one right moment, pure magic. Whale shark. The whale shark, gentle, massive, and absolutely unforgettable. Just seeing one in the wild is a rare event, the kind of moment that makes you feel tiny in the best possible way. It's not every day you get to swim beside something that could dwarf a pickup truck and yet feel completely at peace. Fish tornado. And while giants like the whale shark rule the sea with calm presence, smaller fish have to get creative to survive. To avoid danger, these tiny swimmers sometimes come together to create something wild, a living tornado. They form a massive underwater vortex, spinning in perfect unison. The result? A swirling wall of confusion that's just too intimidating for most predators to penetrate. No teeth, no speed, just strategy and motion. Proof that in nature, size doesn't always win. But teamwork, that's a game changer. Diver versus swordfish. Not every underwater moment is peaceful. Sometimes the ocean reminds you that even the most experienced divers aren't safe down there. In this clip, a diver comes face to face with one of the ocean's fastest and most aggressive hunters, the swordfish. It's not just fast, it's armed. That long spear-like bill isn't just for show, it's a weapon. And here, it's used with shocking precision. One sudden lunge, and the diver is forced to react instantly. No time to think, no time to plan, just survive. Encounters like this are rare, but when they happen, they remind us that beneath the surface, the rules are very different. You're not just a visitor, you're potential prey. Rare oarfish sighting. After facing the chaos of a swordfish attack, these divers found something very different, something mesmerizing. Drifting slowly through the water was an oarfish, long, ribbon-like, and rarely seen by human eyes. It looked more like a myth than a real animal. For centuries, sightings of oarfish inspired sea serpent legends, and in this moment, you can see why. Even the diver is frozen, not in fear, but in awe. It's a haunting reminder that the ocean still holds secrets, and sometimes it reveals them in the most graceful way possible. Yanar Dag, the Burning Mountain. From the quiet mysteries of the ocean to a mountain that looks like the earth itself is alive. This is Yanar Dag, a blazing hillside in Azerbaijan where natural gas seeps from deep underground and burns constantly. No matches, no help from humans, just fire, flowing from the cracks in the land. It's been burning for decades, and standing nearby feels like staring into the breath of the planet itself. They call it the Burning Mountain, and when you see it, you understand why. Sunlight off skyscraper. And while nature has its own ways of putting on a show, sometimes the modern world joins in without even trying. Here, sunlight bouncing off skyscraper windows created a stunning visual effect. The glass caught the light just right, scattering it across the skyline like a living prism. No special effects, no filters, just sunlight, steel, and perfect timing. Proof that even in a concrete jungle, beauty finds a way to shine through. Dolphins. You think Avatar is the only airbender you know? Guess you haven't seen this dolphin. This next clip is just as amazing, without any fear. At an aquarium in Mississippi, a toddler had a mind-blowing encounter with a dolphin, and the moment was unforgettable. I think that's so sweet. These aquatic mammals are known for their intelligence, solving problems, sharing knowledge, and forming strong social bonds. And while these dolphins are used to being around people, something about this little girl clearly caught one's attention. The dolphin didn't just swim by. It paused, it watched, and it connected. A once-in-a-lifetime moment, and definitely a new core memory for that child. Wally the emotional support gator. Dolphins. Sure, we all know they're friendly, social, and smart. But an alligator? Not exactly your go-to cuddle buddy. Well, meet Wally, the emotional support alligator. Yep, you heard that right. Wally lives with Joey Henney, a reptile enthusiast in Pennsylvania, and they've been inseparable for over 8 years. From cosplay events to casual car rides, Wally does it all. No biting, no drama, just good vibes and a lot of chill. Joey says Wally has helped him through tough times, and in 2018, the gator was officially recognized as an emotional support animal. Not your average support pet, but definitely the coolest gator we've ever seen. Gorilla mother and human baby. Not every powerful moment is loud or wild. Some are quiet and deeply human. In this clip, a gorilla mother notices a visitor holding a newborn baby on the other side of the glass. Her reaction? Pure, silent admiration. She leans in gently. Her eyes soften. For a moment, it doesn't feel like human and animal, just two mothers, sharing something unspoken. No words, no barriers, just instinct and understanding. Moments like this remind us, connection isn't just a human thing. Sometimes it reaches across species and straight into the heart. Skydiver dancing on air. Imagine moonwalking on air. Sounds impossible, right? Well, this is kind of similar. Meet Maya Kuchinska. At just 3,000 feet above the ground, Maya isn't just falling, she's dancing. A professional skydiver with serious style, she's turned freefall into an art form. Just look at this. Arms out, legs steady, she creates the illusion of walking on nothing but air. And then, the spins, the control, the pure sky ballet madness of it all. It's beautiful, it's wild, and honestly, a little terrifying. While most of us prefer keeping our feet firmly planted on the ground, Maya makes walking in the sky look like just another day at the office. Paused plane in the sky. At first glance, it looks like someone hit pause on reality. That plane, just hanging mid-air like God sat on the remote and forgot to press play. But believe it or not, this isn't CGI or a glitch in the Matrix. It's a mind-bending optical trick known as the parallax phenomenon. Parallax happens when objects at different distances appear to move at different speeds relative to the viewer. It's the same effect you see when you're driving. Nearby trees whiz past, but distant mountains barely seem to move. In this case, two planes are flying at similar speeds, but from different angles. If the alignment is just right, one aircraft can appear completely frozen in place. It's a perfect storm of motion, perspective, and timing. Proof that sometimes what you see isn't what's really happening. Just another way the universe loves to mess with our perception. So there you have it. Wild, weird, and wonderful moments that prove reality is stranger than fiction. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more.